Howdy folks, and we're back here at Project Zomboid. In this episode we will first start talking about actually playing the game right where we left off in the last one and go over some of the basics. Let's see how this goes. We already went through movement, so I'm going to unpause and then we will start. So anyway, WASD, as soon as you spawn in, like last video, first thing you do is crouch. That way zombies have a hard enough time seeing you. Then what we need to do is you want to move to any curtains, windows that have curtains. Go to window, right click, close the curtain. Over every window that you can be seen through. Then we don't have a watch, so we got to remember that. Remember I told you that shows come on at 6 a.m. So first you turn the volume down, change the channel to Life and Living. The other ones have like commercials that come on, but that's it. Life and Living is the only one that actually have a TV show. And you'll see before, at different times, you'll have these things come on. It'll be TV shows. Zombies can hear anything over 2, and if they're at this window they might even be able to hear that, so you could turn it down more, but you want it up at least so you can see that there is something going on. Then you click on anything that around you, any container. As you notice here, this will be your inventory. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Then this is inventory of anything else around you. In this case it's that shelf, and if you go here it's that. Oh, see, we got exposure survival, which could be fishing or foraging. Looks like it's probably going to be fishing. Anyway, your time is up here, your far right. So when you're sitting here doing nothing, if you want to, you can fast forward that. But you can only do this in solo mode. If you're playing with other people, you can't do that. And in this case, we're getting fishing, which we will go to health, and then go to skills. You'll see fishing, ETS 75, 62, it'll steadily go up. And you'll see it here, you'll have an arrow key, and it'll tell you your skill. That'll happen, and we gained a level. That'll happen every time you actually do something that gains, you'll see it. It'll tell you what it is, give you a little arrow up. And this is fixing to go off. But we'll leave that going for now. I'll get to the skills and all this stuff in a second. Anyway, proximity inventory, my mod is this one here, or it's this one I should say. That's your floor. Anything on the floor, there's nothing there. This picks every single thing. So you notice, see here, box of tissues, power bar, nowhere else, and then here it's everything. And what it does, it's good for finding, if you're looking for certain things on zombies and you have a whole bunch of them or containers, you can pick. But if you pick, like say this one, it's in one of these. Let's see. So when we pull it, it only gets it out of there. And now we're only in that inventory. Anyway, we want to take those. This one, you'll notice, says unread at the bottom there. It's from a mod. And so we can read it. And see the time, because I took slow reader, taking forever, we can just fast forward till it's done. And the TV show here is giving me cooking. Now in 42 here, when you pick something up, it automatically puts it right back where it was at. And in this case, it gives you a check mark, lets you know that you've read this without having to go here and see where it says already read. You can just look there. CD player is an item you can take apart. Same thing with the power bar, the TV remote. We're going to take those for now and just put them over here on the floor until we get a screwdriver, and then we can take them apart. So we'll go over here and look out. If you use the right mouse button, you come out, you can zoom to wherever you can see. You see there's no zombies. Turn to the window, close window, and move to the next one. This door doesn't have one. You can see out of it, but that means zombies can see you. So what you want to do is come over, window, close curtain. Now, if you know, once you get used to which, where you're at and which buildings, if you knew this house, like we're not going to make a base out of this. This is just to secure this for as long as we're here. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. But anyway, you can take the curtains off of the windows, right click on them, go to window, remove curtain, take them all off. And you can use those to block off curtains or whatever open windows, because not all houses have curtains. In this case, we're going to remove this one. You want to check trash too, because you never know what you might find in trash. Take this out and that. This stuff we're going to leave. Take out that. Now we'll take that too. Newspapers you can read, and they'll give you a. Let's see, that's on. Okay, so we want to off, and that off, and then you can go to door and close door, or you can just hit E, and it closes it. Go to the next one. This will be the garage. And you gotta be careful opening doors, because there could be zombies behind them. You never really know. One way to tell when the doors close, hit spacebar. It pushes it. If there's a zombie there, they'll hear the noise and they'll come and start pushing on that door. For now, with this medicine stuff that I picked up, we don't need it yet, so we are going to drop it here. And big tweezers. I'll put the hair dryer back over here. Then we will come here, right click, go to door, add sheet. It puts a curtain, it's always up. Then just right click again, back to door, close curtain. Now they can't see you through there. But we have this big sliding glass door, and they can see us through that. So we'll put this right in there. I prefer to keep things in containers, but I like to set them up, do things like my bathrooms will be where my medicine is. Bookshelves and all that next to TV will be where my books and stuff go. Food, all in the kitchen. So go through in a second. This will be the utility room. You have a sink, a sheet, well, socks. We will wear them because we don't have any clothes whatsoever. Bath towel. Let's see. See what you can craft. Anything? Nope, nothing yet with this. Okay, so when you hear that, I mean, that's because I am hurt. There's a window here. Let's close this curtain. And you'll make noise like that. You see over here in my left, bottom left, this is a mod that gives me my stats again. Shows everything. We need to drink, getting hungry. Don't really need to, but fatigue, but pain, 100 of 100, because I'm in because of that took burn victim. That's why you see me all bandaged, and I will cover that in a second. I just want to get through these rooms. Check it out. We'll take the pencil. We don't need the key ring. It has let's put on the ground. When you put on the ground, so you couldn't see nothing else about it, you put on the ground, now you can see what it is. We're going to take this one and put it there. Every key you find, you can put right onto your drag and drop to your keychain, and it adds it. Okay? But we're already in this house, door's already unlocked, so we don't really need this residence key. But it's there if you need it. This, we don't need this room. We're not going to be in this room, so we're going to take this curtain. And again, I can look out and see there's no zombies there. You don't really want to do that if you're, like I already know, sort of, that I know where I'm at, and there's probably not going to be, ooh, there's a watch. Let's wear on left wrist. And there we go. Now we will close this curtain so nothing can see us. But there's always a chance, if you didn't know where you are, there could be a bunch of zombies around. Sheet of paper you don't need unless you need to write a note for somebody for playing with other people. Otherwise, it's not for you, or you want to write yourself notes or whatever. See the catalog here? Green in both boredom and stress. That means it lowers it that amount. If it was red, that means it raised it. We don't need any of these. We don't have any boredom or stress. As you can tell on my left, bottom left, there's no stress or panic, anything like that. Don't need the lighter just yet, but you do want to make sure you keep one with you. Not necessarily on you, but with your, wherever you are. Like that helps. Boredom, stress, unhappiness, that's just with boredom. Well, we'll check that in a second. Let's close this up. And does that too if you click on it. It's like, same thing with E, that'll open it up. Then if you hold E, it'll jump through the window if it's open. Metal baseball bat, okay. We're going to, well, we don't have a belt yet, so we can't equip it on our back. We will take these headphones because we can dismantle them. Take the sheet just in case. Don't need the socks yet. Them shorts, we'll go ahead and wear that. Same thing with the hoodie because we don't have any gear or anything. And yeah, you can only put, like, see this T has 0.1 of 2. Keys are really light. See, encumbrance 0.05, so you can have quite a bit, but eventually you'll fill this up. So you can't put anything else there that's heavy. That's why it was red. If I go here, it's red. It means it won't hold it. Everything else has to go in there. And we'll go here. Let's see. We'll take tank top. And, well, no, we'll go ahead and wear the denim for now. For these, we need to rip these up. That's all we can do. These usually need lives, or you can't rip them at all. Bucket hat you can't wear, and can't rip it up. I don't need it. Socks you can't in this one, but I believe you can. And I think I talked about it already. You can in build 41, or you'll probably be playing. On the bench you don't need. Anyway, that's all we need out of that. I don't need those. It's not cold. See, if you're over on your far right, now that I equipped a watch, it shows me my time as well as the temperature and the date. But that only happens if you wear a regular watch. It'll have this. If you wear a digital one, any type of regular digital watch, it'll give you date and time, or time and date and temperature. Otherwise, you'll just have time. This is a closet here. There we go. And here you can drink out of toilets. You go white toilet, you can drink. It's the same water. There's nothing different about it. And then you can wash sometimes. Now they've been updated, so you can rest or sleep on top of the toilet like it's a chair. You couldn't do that before. Okay. But then wash is gone off that. So we're going to go here, and then I'm going to let's remove it because we don't need that curtain either. We're not going to be coming in here at all. So now zombies, what they are, is attracted to doors and windows. So if they just happen to pass by, they'll come be attracted to the window, they'll sit here, and they'll kind of just hit it, bang their head on it. Eventually it'll break. If they see you, they'll break on it even harder, or they'll hit on it harder and they'll break quicker. But you can hear it when it breaks. And so you just always make sure you close doors and everything. So like now, this will be where we sleep. Here's another closet, and we got stuff. Okay, so we need football. You don't need. I guess maybe you could throw it between you and somebody else, but you don't need them. Pliers, you do. We will hit research craft, and it'll research it. I'm gonna fast forward, but it'll research it and put it back. Duct tape, you definitely need. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. I don't use these, but you can use them as weapons. I have baseball bats, so we don't need them now, unless it breaks. But I'm going to take just that stuff. Yeah, I'll take that one too. And put them out here. In this one. Nope. And then the sheet, we will make a sling bag. That'll give us at least somewhat of a backpack so we can carry things. All this stuff, because you notice, see, it's 8.229 out of 24. After 24, you can fill up to like, I think it's 40 or 50, but it causes you damage. And then just right click it again, hit wear. If you're done with it, you can reclaim it and it goes back to a sheet. Otherwise, wear. Now you go here, 0 of 13. That means it can hold up to 13 encumbrance, not 13 items, but it's encumbrance. So it's here, stack encumbrance 0.4, while the encumbrance 0.1. That means one of them is 0.1, but altogether they're 0.4, of course. Sheets, stack encumbrance is more, because there's 3 of them and it's 1. Pencil doesn't really have one, like I said, 0.1. Metal baseball bat is 2 when it's in your gear here. 0.6 when you hold it in your hands. So we will take pencil and rag, put those in there, hold on to the sheets for now. You only hold so much in your inventory. It's like holding a bunch of canned goods in your hand. You only hold so much. But if you put it into a bag, you can put a bunch more and put it in one hand. So you can conceivably carry more. That's what it's doing. But everything you put here, like we took this back out and put it back in our inventory here, it takes off of this. Even when you wear it, it takes off of that, just not very much. And then when you go here, 0.5, well, it took off less than 0.5 on this. So you don't want to carry very much on you if you can help it. We'll get to the stats and me being wounded here in a second. We just need to finish checking things out here. And nothing. Let's check this box out. You can always go here and it'll pick up, it'll tell you if there's anything around you in the vicinity on the ground if you don't already see it. And there we go. We need all of this. So we will take this. Then I will put all of this up here in my main inventory for now because there's nothing for me to fight. I'm not worried about it. And it makes it easier to get rid of. When something's in your pack, you have to take it out of the pack and then put it on the ground. And that takes a little bit of time. It says it's not causing me any damage. I'm not over encumbered. And I'm just going to come right up here. Not that big a deal. Drop there. Drop all of this in there. See, different things take different amounts of time to drop off. Put that on the ground right there. We don't need it just yet. We don't have, oh yeah, we got a box of nails. We don't have a hammer yet to be able to use anything, to make anything. So, nothing we can do there. I want to get rid of these headphones and books over here, because we can read that and reduce any stress that we might get. Drop that there, put that there. We're going to use the sheets. Get this going. It's more important to get your base secure than anything else. Let's go over here to make sure. Let's see, no, nothing there. Now, like this is glass window. I don't know if once you close this, if they can see you or not. I never tried that. I don't know if it can. You can secure a door, but not with a sheet, not like this. That's why when you go here, there's nothing. If it was a regular door, you could board it up or put the sheets down. Right now we have more sheets, so we will come right here and drop them down because we don't need them yet. Okay, but we might need the rags. We got 4, that's not enough. But we need to be able to wash them, because after they get dirty, you wash them to get them clean. So first, right click on here. Now, see how it shows Chrome oven? That's not what I clicked on. I clicked on the sink, but because the oven is going through it, that means where you click, see, it's just going to, even though I'm here, it's showing the oven. So you need to come down, Chrome sink, wash. Wash yourself. That helps with your mood as well as keeping you clean. See, drink again. Keeps your thirst up. And then check them for anything that you can use. We got a bandage. We don't need that over there. It needs to come out. Needles used for it says tools used for tailoring. You can suture needles, or what you look for as far as if you get a cut, you can suture it back up. We'll take that out because it doesn't go into kitchen stuff. Sometimes in an oven, they fresh cooked. We will eat this. You right click on it, you eat as much as you want. I'm gonna go ahead and just eat a quarter. We'll see what that does. I'm peckish, so yep, see. Now we will take it out. Check here. Nothing. Come over to the refrigerator and put it there. The refrigerator, beef patty, sausage uncooked. The freezer is bacon and it's fresh. As long as it stays in the freezer and you have power, it'll stay frozen and stay fresh. If it thaws out for anything, it will go bad. Now we have a can opener. I'm only going to take one for now. Usually I put it in the cabinet underneath the sink, and I put more pots and pans and stuff. For now, we're just going to put it on us. Same thing with other stuff. I usually keep stuff there. We don't need to eat any more food. That's good. Okay, so let's go back to the sink. Oh, yeah, I closed that one already. So now we can wash. Now we check the buttons here. This is usually what you have on you, whatever your item. It's black right now, probably because this is messed up. That's your inventory. So see how it disappeared there? You can keep it on. So if you ever click out of this accidentally, you can just click there and it'll pop back up. This will be your health side, which got your info, your character, all your stats. And if you have a pair of scissors, you can cut your hair. If you have a razor, you can cut your beard. Tells you all your recipes you know. Magazines, all the ones we've done. But some of these, it automatically, well, I haven't read them, but it's just showing you there because it knows that they're around somewhere, I guess. I don't know. Your profession, burglar. Your weight, you want to keep roughly around 80. You get too low, you die. Or you can become weak, lose strength. Gets too heavy, you get fat, and you run out of energy, and then you can get killed. Zombies killed 5 or 6 hours so far. Here are your skills: aiming and reloading. Reloading you can raise up just by reloading ammo on your guns. So like what I do is I find magazines, take as many magazines out of the same weapon I can, get rid of the weapons if I don't need them. I always keep just a couple of the same guns, and then that's it. And you just spend your time reloading. You get that. Aiming you get by actually hitting a zombie, but it's hard. We'll go over that later, what you can do there. All your different weapons, different types of axes are here. Long blade would be the katana. Long blunt, my baseball bat. Crowbar. Maintenance, of course, which you already talked about. Decreases chance of melee weapons being damaged. There you go. Short blade would be a knife, or even your screwdriver. If you find one, you can stab people. Short blunt would be your hammer. And little small things like that. Spears be anything that you use like a spear, like a pitchfork. Otherwise, you create spears, and that gives you your spear. Crafting skills, carving would be like cutting up sticks into whatever. Electrical would be dismantling electrical items like watches and things like that. Glass making, napping is rocks. Masonry would be, concrete. Mechanics are for cars. Pottery is pottery. Tailoring. Welding would be, making welding stuff up, like putting metal plates on windows or dismantling stoves, things like that. Agriculture, animal care, butchering. Was that light-footed? Light-footed and nimble. I'm not. No, your footsteps are running. Okay, light-footed is quietness. You gain sneaking by crouching. Where we're at, we'll gain sneaking, but you only gain it when there's zombies around. The more zombies, the more sneaking you can have. So, like if you have a second-story roof, you sit up there, you just walk back and forth, just do this all the time. Do stuff like this, and it'll just steadily skyrocket. Nimble. Increase how quickly you move when you're in combat stance. That's this. This is combat stance. The more you do this, especially around zombies, uncrouched. Like now, we're standing up, we're the same. Now we're increasing nimble, except you have to do stuff around. Crouch, you increase sneaking, moving, as well as nimble this way, but then sneaking, doing this. Strength you gain by carrying heavy objects. Fitness by running a lot. Or, by doing anything that would exert you. And then running, of course, is actual, like, shift clicking gives you fitness like this, doing this stuff if you were carrying something. And then, if you could run, which I can't, restricted movement, because I tried to run, so it's not letting me, then that's what it'll do. It'll take for running. First aid you get by bandaging yourself. Fishing, foraging is looking for different stuff off in the woods. Toughness is that mod that I told you about last episode. It gives me, decreases pain and discomfort as it goes up. Tracking is by picking up animals. Look for that. Trapping is putting down traps for them. Most of these, almost every one of these, every one of these you gain by doing. But you can read books that have, like a blacksmithing book or a magazine. Might teach you some recipes, but then gives you a bonus that allows, check this, XP bonus 75%. You read the book, you gain more of a bonus until it lasts for two squares. That's your skills, 1 and 2. Or the levels. Your skill is, or the skill book is like this would be skill book level 1, then 2, and 3, 4, and 5. And as you read all of them, you gain more and more experience, or boost XP. And then when you do the item, you gain more XP. So ideally, you would always find a book before you try to do everything. That's why I like find watches. If I don't wear them, I keep one extra, and with other gear, so in case I have to respawn and come in and I can't find my body, I can kill it and get my gear, then I can jump back into gear already saved and keep going. But outside of that, I save most electronics I can find and then bring them back and then wait till I read the book and then dismantle everything. If I'm in a building or looting something and I need the room, if I have the XP or the boost, I will dismantle it there and just come back with the parts if I need them. Otherwise, I might junk the parts. Anyway, let's see. Let's go. Now we'll go to health. Okay, so they start off, if you start bandaged, they're green. And then as they get dirty, they become red. And you want to get rid of that because red can lead to infections. I took burn ward victims, so every single part of me is hurt and bandaged. And they're all burned. And then I took broken leg. That's why I see right shin splinted. That takes a long time to heal. Then if you walk around with no shoes on, you'll get hurt in your foot and that'll slow you down, so you don't want that. If you get hurt in your hands or your arms, it slows down your attack and you're damaged, or your damage that you do. Rest of these are just inconveniences really, except you gotta be careful of head, neck, and groin, because if you get those damaged and you undo them, you can do a lot of, or you lose health. So let's try this. We'll remove the bandage. Let's see what it says. Yep, burned. So see, if you watch my health, it's steadily going down. So we need to bandage your eye. Sometimes it allows you to clean the burn, which helps on healing. Cause you a lot of pain in the beginning. It's like something being infected, and you put in some alcohol wipes. It burns, causes you a lot of pain, but it helps in the long term. Now we'll go right hand. Let's try it. Burned. Put a rag on. Yeah, so far we can't do anything about that. So, because you lose health on stuff, you have to make sure you bandage fast as you can. Then you want to make sure, leave head, neck, and groin for the very last things you try to bandage. And I think we might be getting close to running out of clean bandages. So let's go. We'll go back to here. Yep, last one. Then we got 40 dirty bandages. So we need to go here, chrome sink, wash, all bandages. Then we'll fast forward. Just make sure you turn it off of that or move, and it'll go off the fast forward. It goes back to here, and we will do this again. Now remember, we got 4 bandages. If we wanted to, we could rip up the sheets and again give us more. So do that, and then you bandage. Leave the neck for last. Earned, bandage, and then we picked up that adhesive bandage. That's in our sling bag. We can always use it too. I haven't found any difference in bandages, whether it's a bandage or an adhesive bandage, band-aid, all the same. Only difference is sterilized. Sterilized bandages are what you're looking for. They help more. Earned, bandage, and we're out. We got one more bandage. We'll go here, remove that. So make sure you never remove a bandage unless you already have one, because you could bleed out. Yeah. Now we will sink, wash all bandages. Fast forward it, and then like I said, you can move and it shuts down the timer. Now we will go here. Well, let's go with this one. And they get dirty at different rates. The more it bleeds or whatever, the more it's gonna change. And it does that. And then as you rest for a bandage, you'll steadily gain your health back. So watch this. This should start taking away a lot of health. Yep, see it? So you gotta be fast. That's why you either want to do it the very first thing you do, or at the end after you've done everything else, and you get right back to where you are here. Then we want to wash all bandages again, make sure we have clean ones, fast forward, and there we are. Now we wait for that to heal and get dirty and everything else. Now your moodles over here on your right. Now because we got hurt and we took damage, this pops up and it gets worse and worse. This peckish could use a little bit of eat because we didn't, and then our agony because of all that pain. So we come here, and then we will eat all of that, and that'll increase our hunger all the way. So let it go, and there we go. And then we get full to bursting. That means we want it to eat for a long time. But if you go back here to info, see, sometimes you start eating and you get too much. If it's high calorie, it'll start raising your rate. It'll have an arrow up or down. This is good. We want to stay right there. These other ones, like protection, that's if you have armor, like we have clothing on, so we get most of this. And then bite defense on your groin, we got 10%, but that's it. That's because we're in jeans. Everything else is kind of 0. So as you build armor, you can do more. You don't even worry about bullets unless you're playing with other people and they can accidentally shoot you. But otherwise, we'll do tailoring later and increase this up some. Temperatures, if you want to check, see if you're sick somewhere, on something. You can tell if your temperature starts changing in one body part, you might be bitten. Sometimes you get bit and you don't know. Cooking, I don't ever use this. This changes. This is my cooking mod. This tells you how many kills, if you had any, and who did it. Right now we're just this guy, and that's it. This will be your crafting menu. Make material, that's on our mod, otherwise you won't have it. It'll say open canned food because there's a canned item here. So this, and you can click, and it tells you your possible items are active. There's nothing else. So that's it. And we have a can opener, so it's white. And then it tells you you'll have an open canned fruit beverage. And then all the rest of these different stuff, they're all a mix. It's under all right now. I mean, it's showing all of them. So it gives you every single recipe down here. Most of the time you'll end up going to cooking. If you have an animal or you got to cook some bacon or whatever. If you have bowls, you'll use it from there. And then if you want to create something medical, clean the bandages. If you only have water on you, we don't. So we could clean them ourselves. Otherwise, I'm next to a sink or near one, so I've just used that. But they're all different. And then you have building. So like barricades, making plank barricades on a window, looks like that. That's what you'll need. We don't have a hammer, so we can't do any of that stuff. Carpentry is for building. You want to build. This isn't furniture. That's in crafting. This is to build like I said, log fence, log wall, doors, stuff like that. But we can't do any of it, so it doesn't matter. This is your lifting, your item. So I could go to pickup, click something. And here it's the white microwave because that's the thing that's on top. If you hit tab, it changes this, and now we're down to place. But if we go back to pick up, and we're back here, if you hit R, now it says the red oak counter underneath it. Back to, and then flooring, you want to pick that up. Otherwise, microwave again. We don't need to pick that up, so we don't need to worry about it. And this is if you're going to forage, you do this, or if you need to check something, see how it tells you. But we can already see that, and we already know that's there, so it doesn't do us any good. But that would be foraging and disable. That's good. Gets rid of that. This is for making zones for animals, and then of course your map. Or hit M and it opens up. We're in this house here. Houses are all this orange color for residential. As you're at the top left, it has your icons, but in case for some reason you don't have them or you're missing them, you can get rid of them hitting some of these keys, or you can get back. That's industrial. That means anything that's work related, hands-on type work. So like that could be a shed in this case. So that's what that is. Another house there. And when I know where I'm at, up here's a road, and then it goes up and it goes to the fire station. So all we got to do is get out of here and go straight up there, and we get back to our road. Because I haven't found anything else, everything on the map is off. If you get way off here and you don't remember where you are, just hit C, and it puts you right back to where you're at. If you lose these map symbols and all that, just hit S. That puts them back. And there's other stuff, settings for the maps, but I don't mess with them usually, so I don't worry about it. And that's it. So, hit escape, we come back here. Now, we've been everywhere in the house, we know what it all has. 16, we need water. Watch out for time at 18. No, I think we missed a show already at 12. We missed that, doing that. But at 18, I think it is, there's another one. 18 or 20, something like that, the nighttime show. Usually I miss it because I'm usually already getting ready for bed. But in this case, we'll come over here. We don't have a screwdriver, so we can't do anything here. If you go to craft, it tells you what all you can do with it. Mostly we'll just be taking the stuff apart. Right now, we will fast forward. Get through some time, just because I don't need to do anything yet. If anything, might bandage, but because I'm not near water, I'm only going to do a couple of things. See, I'm barely losing any health from that, so no big deal. That's the same thing. That's usually how it works. If you can step on glass because you don't have boots on, you can get glass lodged in you, or if you run through a window, you can take it out with your hands, but that causes you damage and takes a long time. So you always want to have a set of tweezers with you. Not with you, but at least, with your at your base where you want to do all this at. 2 more bandages. Let's do that. And as you see, when they got dirty, they got that mark. Losing a little bit of health. If I rest and stuff, it'll go back up. You can hit exercise. That raises up and does different things. So this improves fitness. And of course, you get muscle strain. Improves strength. I usually do burpees because it does everything. Excuse me. And then you want to maybe do it like 20 or even 30 to keep your muscle strain down, unless you're like staying inside just to specifically increase this. If you're planning on moving around, just do a little bit. Excuse me. And then it shows your regularity. The more it comes up, the more likely to increase. You know your strength and all? There we go. See, 1800. And then we just watch. In this case, I'm going to fast forward. And then it's over with. And that's done. Now, we are in agony. There's different levels of pain. We're in agony at 100, so which means we can't sleep yet until we become so exhausted we can't stay awake. But we also don't want to be running around when we're exhausted, because then you can't move very fast. So because I took burn victim, we have to wait for these to heal themselves. And I don't have to, but I don't want to run into zombies while I'm burnt like this and I can't get away from them. If I can raise up my first aid just at least once, then there's a chance I could clean the burn and make these go by a little faster. Okay, one rag, one bandage. Because we'll be going to sleep soon, or when I can, I should say. I'm not worried so much about the health. I can fast forward time while I'm sitting there doing nothing and increase my health, so I'm not worried about that. It's more about the healing, getting it done. Okay, now back to this. Wash all bandages, fast forward, then back at it. Replace these. The more you replace them, the more likelihood your first aid is going to go up. He's skilled. Let's go down here. First aid, 27.5 of 75. Let's see, 27.5. This I'm not worried too much, so let's go on over to skills, see if it changed. 27.5, so not yet. Put your bandage. And that, the shaking heart, means you need to bandage something. You're losing health. Skills, first aid, 28.75. See? So you get it by doing the work. Okay, we can do some more. Most are, I would say, some of these skills that you get, you can do just by doing. Other ones change as to opposed to, you only get basically, if you fail at it, you learn from it. Okay, so we have one bandage left. Let's go with the groin.